Well, good Friday afternoon. I'm Jim, and this is the Last Storyteller podcast, coming to you from my home in New Braunfels, Texas. Today, I wanted to read to you a poem that came from this collection of poems called The Voiceless Quill. I wrote this a few years ago, and yesterday on 4/20, I took it off the shelf and I was reading some of the stuff that I'd written some time ago. The poem I'm going to read today is called "I Am Opium." It was part of the collection, a series, if you will, of poems that were about opiates and alcohol and addictions. And none of the poems, although they might seem to, were meant to glorify opiates or drugs of any kind. These were written during a time of my life that was a hard time. It was a time of addiction, but it wasn't my addiction, you see. It was the addiction of a loved one, an addiction that she battled for more than 18 years and eventually lost that battle. And in the wake of that, well, I wrote about going numb, about addictions and about opiates. And none of this was, again, not to glorify that world in any way, but to give me a better understanding of who that enemy is that so many of us face. This is called I Am Opium. I am opium. I have always been. I was crowned the joy of Mesopotamia. I danced through the dreams of Nebuchadnezzar. Hippocrates doubted my charms until he tasted my bitterness. Celebrating futile victories, Alexander inhaled my marrow. I have always been. I am opium. Luther decried the gods of kings as lost souls pursued stones of immortality. Elizabeth I bowed to ships filled with wonderland. Physicians and alchemists declared me God's own. I have always been. I am opium. Clever quills serenade the nightingales as Keats romances the stones. Dearest Elizabeth B. quizzically ponders, how do I love? She loved me. I have always been. I am opium. I painted Vincent's starry, starry nights and gave him a reason to die, a one-eared dauber. I have always been. I am opium. Bards and barons, ragamuffins and thieves, conquerors and kings, he's or she's, all stand before my throne, longing me, for I am opium. Look at me. You squeeze your eyes like a little child, pushing midnight monsters away, but you know I'm here. I've always been here. For you, I am opium. Sit alone in the darkness of your mind, searching. Reach out, my love. I'm here. Touch me. I am opium. Together we will soar. Above the cosmic chaos, I will not let you down to the pit below your hell, where demons carve memories and lies are strummed to carnage's opus. I will shelter you from the gloom, where scars are reluctant to heal. Open your eyes, dear child. Run from the destruction that you call home. Bare your heart, abandon your mind, surrender your soul. For you are mine. I am opium. I Am Opium by J Hirtle. You can find it in The Voiceless Quill on Amazon or at a bookstore near you. And I'm hoping to take some of these poems that were written in that series on drugs and alcohol and addictions, and bring them here to this podcast, the Last Storyteller podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and in the meantime, be safe, and I'll see you next time.